This is only to show you that really every system of the universe is such that in one respect it may be correct, and in another it may be wrong. You cannot tell with absolute certainty. That is how it is. You really cannot say which system of the universe is completely right and which is completely wrong. The old one, the Ptolemaic system, mainly based on Ptolemy, the Copernican system, which goes back to Copernicus. There were also other systems. You'll say, these things are worked out by calculations. Well, you see, those calculations are made, but the calculations that are made are never entirely correct. If you calculate the rate at which a star moves, for example, you'll know that after a certain time it must be in a particular position in the heavens. So you work out where a star should be at a given time, and you turn your telescope in that direction. Now it should appear in the telescope. Often it does not. And then the formula has to be corrected. And so one finds that one's calculations are never quite right. The thing with the universe is that none of our calculations are ever exactly right. Why is that? Imagine you know someone quite well. You'll say to yourself that if he promises something, you can definitely rely on it. Let us assume you know someone pretty well. He has promised to be in a particular place at 5 in the afternoon on the 20th of May. You will also be there. You'll be quite sure he'll be there because you know him. But it may happen, after all, that he does not turn up. And that is how it is with the system of the universe. Looking at minor things, one may say, you can rely on it that things will happen the way you know they will. So if I make a fire in a stove, it will, according to the laws of nature, bring warmth to the room. It is not very probable that a fire will not make a room warm. But this is no longer so, gentlemen, when we get to large-scale events in the universe. The matter then becomes as certain as it is with an individual person, and it also becomes as uncertain as it is with an individual person. So that everything one calculates always has a flaw in it somewhere. And where does this flaw come from? The flaw is not only because these solar systems do not exist on their own. Let us assume the person saw something he really liked as he was on his way to meet you. He was held up. If these planetary systems were such that nothing could happen with them but what sun, moon, and stars are doing, we would also be able to calculate them. We would know exactly where a star will be at a particular time to the thousandths of a second, for calculations can be extremely accurate. But as I said, there is a flaw. This is simply due to the fact that these systems are not permitted to be entirely free and easy amongst themselves in the universe, for the comets come in, passing right through. And with these comets coming in from the universe is giving the planetary system something that is rather like what we are given when we eat. The comet is a kind of food for the planetary systems. And it is like this. When such a comet comes in, small changes occur in the movements, and so one never gets an entirely regular movement. So that is the situation, gentlemen. The comets bring irregularity into the state of motion or of rest in our whole planetary system. Now, as to the comets themselves,